Hello everybody, this is Talon with a highly anticipated nutrition tier list, a series where I break down all the options in a given food group and rank them based on how nutritious they are and how good they are for your health. Years ago, I made a video taking the most popular fruits and stacking them up against each other to find out which ones are the very best and which ones are just good. But as it turns out, there's a lot of fruits, even a lot of common ones. I was never going to fit them all in one reasonably watchable video, so that's why this video exists. There's too much to appreciate about fruit to not give as many of them as possible their day in the sun. Not only are fruits refreshing, accessible, and for the most part delicious, they also have a lot to offer in terms of nutrition. High fiber and antioxidant content, as well as natural sugars that in general have less of an impact on blood sugar, are a few of the hallmarks that make the fruit food group stand out. I'm going to go ahead and spoil the fact that when prepared properly, everything on this list is going to do the body good in a lot of the same ways. But my goal is to dig a little deeper to find out which options go above and beyond and explain why. Thus, a lot of the usual baseline benefits of fruit, I'm not going to repeat every time. We all pretty much know what those are at this point. So, looking at the tiers for this video, we're going to be comparing the nutrient content and benefits of each fruit against any shortcomings or health concerns that they may have. Keep in mind that these lists are ranked independent of each other, so an A-tier fruit may not equate to an A-tier meat or an A-tier vegetable. The only exception being that I'm going to try and stay as consistent as possible with the first fruit tier list. All numerical nutritional information on this list and across this series will be based on 100 grams of the individual food, for the sake of consistency and ease of comparison. And now it's time for me to quite literally compare apples to oranges again, so let's get to the list. First on this list, Acerola, also known as Barbados cherry, is a low-calorie fruit with a polarizing micronutrient profile. It is often consumed in smaller amounts in a supplement-like manner. And no, that is not a typo. Acerola is so stupidly vitamin C rich, the highest on either list by a country mile. Vitamin C is mainly known as an antioxidant, combating the effects of harmful free radicals, benefiting the entire body, but most notably immune health. It's also used to produce collagen and neurotransmitters and to help better absorb non-heme iron. Acerola is rich in other antioxidants as well, carotenoids that the body can convert into vitamin A, and phenolic compounds like epicatechin and chlorogenic acid, further aiding the immune endeavor. Due to this ridiculous antioxidant content, Acerola is shown to combat skin damage, digestive troubles, microbial and fungal infections, and depressive symptoms. Now, you can consume too much vitamin C, but it takes a lot to actually experience adverse effects. That being said, if there was ever a food that was going to overdose you on the nutrients, this would be it. However, Acerola does a fruit trademark better than anything else, and it's going to be kicking off this list in the top tier. Asian pear is a lower-caloried fruit with a lowly micronutrient profile. They are pretty fibrous per calorie, mainly insoluble fiber, which aids with digestive and bowel regulation, as well as management of blood sugar. And Asian pears contain a lesser amount, but still a variety of antioxidants, including flavonoids like quercetin and carotenoids, helping to combat unnecessary cell damage and chronic inflammation. Asian pears are not a bad fruit by any means, they're simply outclassed, and I'm going to put them in the D tier. Black currants are an average caloried fruit with an all-around stellar micronutrient profile. It's an impressive source of vitamin C, the poster boy antioxidant that contributes to immune health in many ways. And black currants are rich in other beneficial compounds as well, like anthocyanins, which give these fruits their distinct color. These anthocyanins are powerful immune boosters that also aid with skin health and cognitive functions. It's believed that black currants are more antioxidant dense than even blueberries, which are generally regarded as the gold standard. And black currant seeds, which are usually eaten with the berries, are rich in gamma-linoleic acid, which is shown to combat joint inflammation, stiffness, and overall pain. And black currants contain a high amount of several components that are known to lower blood pressure. Now, anything that has earned comparison to blueberries deserves recognition, thus black currants are going to be landing safely in the top tier. Black olives are a higher caloried fruit with a unique micronutrient profile. The difference between black olives and green olives is that black olives are left to ripen longer before harvesting. The majority of its calories come from fat, being about 11 grams per 100 grams. And this is mainly monounsaturated fat, notably oleic acid, the same primary fatty acid found in avocado. Oleic acid is widely accepted as a heart-healthy fat, lowering LDL cholesterol and blood pressure, thus overall improving heart health. Black olives are also a much better source than green olives of iron, copper, and calcium, and they are a decent source of vitamin E. Olives also contain oleanolic acid, which is known for its anti-inflammatory and liver protective properties. Black olives themselves are usually fairly innocent, but there can be some cautions about how they're processed and packaged. Black olives in particular may contain higher amounts of a known carcinogen due to processing, and olives are usually packed high in sodium for those who need to watch out for that. While they're not perfect, the notable benefits are definitely there, and I'm going to put black olives in the B tier. Boysenberries are an average caloried fruit with a solid micronutrient profile. They are a hybrid berry, a cross between a blackberry, raspberry, and loganberry. Boysenberries are pretty fibrous, containing both soluble and insoluble fiber to feed beneficial gut bacteria and aid with digestive flow. And they're a decent source of manganese, folate, and the vitamin C antioxidant. They're also rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that combat chronic inflammation and the effects of aging. Who would have thought that when you take the great blackberry and the good raspberry and you mash them together, you'd get something pretty good. I'm going to put boysenberries in the A tier. Capers are a very low-calorie fruit with an interesting micronutrient profile. Capers are typically consumed in smaller amounts, about 10 to 20 grams at a time. They're the best source on either list per gram of copper, which is crucial for the creation of red blood cells and several other bodily structures. And it's among the better sources per calorie of vitamin K and vitamin B2. Capers are also fairly antioxidant-rich, notably containing quercetin and rutin, which combat chronic inflammation and assist with the control of blood. They are usually packaged with a ton of sodium, so be aware of that if that's a concern for you. But in the end, capers are a nice little nutritious addition that I'm going to put in the C tier. Chokeberries, also known as aronia berries, are a lower caloried fruit with a solid micronutrient profile. They are a good source of vitamin C and vitamin K, but where chokeberries really shine is in their anthocyanin content. These antioxidants make fruits like chokeberry darker and strongly contribute to immune and heart health. Anthocyanins and other polyphenols in chokeberries are also shown to benefit intestinal bacteria. Chokeberries' antioxidant content is so impressive that it is comparable to that of blueberries, and they're shown to prevent colon cancer cell growth. Now, chokeberry consumption may interfere with certain medications like blood thinners and diabetes meds, but overall they are just a wonderful choice that I'm going to put in the top tier. Clementines are a lower caloried fruit with a decent micronutrient profile. They're a great source of vitamin C, containing more than a tangerine but less than an orange. Vitamin C, of course, being an antioxidant shown to boost immune, heart, and skin health. It also contains other common citrus antioxidants like hesperidin, nararutin, and beta-carotene. And speaking of citrus, clementines also contain citric acid, which is shown to aid with nutrient absorption and prevent kidney stone development. Clementines are very similar to oranges, so you should have seen a lot of this coming. I'm going to put them in the B tier. Cloudberries are an average caloried fruit with an impressive micronutrient profile. It's among the best sources of vitamin C and a solid source of manganese, vitamin K, and magnesium. They're also rich in elagitannins, which have anti-inflammatory and notable cancer preventative benefits. Cloudberries aren't doing anything fancy, they're just really healthy, and I'm going to put them in the top tier. Custard apple is an average caloried fruit with a moderate micronutrient profile. It's among the best sources on this list of vitamin B6, which plays various roles in the nervous and immune systems. And it contains a variety of antioxidants including vitamin C, various flavonoids, the carotenoid lutein, and carnoic acid, which has antimicrobial benefits. Custard apple is a fine fruit, but nothing special, and I'm going to put it in the C tier. Dragon fruit, also known as pitaya, but like how am I going to pass up the chance to say dragon fruit, is an average caloried fruit with a mild micronutrient content. The main draw of dragon fruit is that it's rich in unique antioxidants including betalains, which are anti-inflammatory and reduce LDL levels, hydroxycinamates, a notable anti-cancer, and a variety of more familiar flavonoids including quercetin, myricetin, and catechin. Dragon fruit is shown to be uniquely effective at preventing fatty acid free radical damage. It is rich in prebiotics that help grow healthy gut bacteria, and it's shown to reduce insulin resistance. Dragon fruit is good, but simply lacking a bit nutritionally, and for that, I'm going to put it in the C tier. Durian is a high-caloried fruit with a distinctive micronutrient profile. It is one of the few fruits with a notable fat content, being comprised of about 5% fat. Per gram, it's the best source on either list of vitamin B2, which is mainly used for energy production, and it's among the best sources of vitamin B1, vitamin B6, and copper. Durian is just generally a very nutrient-dense fruit. It's also very antioxidant-rich, full of flavonoids, notably anthocyanins. Durian as a whole is shown to combat bacterial infections, reduce cancer risk, and improve heart health. Overall, it's just a great fruit. The real question is it worth the smell? Regardless, it's going in the A tier. Elderberry is an average caloried fruit with a solid micronutrient profile. It does come with some caveats though. But first, elderberries are among the most fibrous fruits, containing both soluble and insoluble fiber to aid gut bacteria and help food pass through the digestive tract. It's a good source of vitamin C and high in a variety of common berry antioxidants, carotenoids, and anthocyanins in particular. In fact, elderberries have an antioxidant content that's comparable with blueberries. Elderberry is also used medicinally as an effective treatment for colds. Now, the disclaimer is that elderberries must be cooked or prepared in some way before consumption to rid of potential cyanide. Commercial varieties will almost always rid of this, but it's safest to just not consume fresh or raw elderberries. But besides that, elderberries are pretty great, and I'm going to put them in the A tier. Gooseberries are a lower caloried fruit with a decent micronutrient profile. It's fairly fibrous per calorie and a solid source of vitamin C, as well as various other familiar antioxidants like quercetin, camphorol, and several aromatic acids. Gooseberries in particular are one of the best options for controlling blood sugar spikes. They're also shown to have neuroprotective properties. Like all berries, they have a lot to offer, and I'm going to put gooseberries in the A tier. Horned melon, also known as guano, is a lower caloried fruit with a mediocre micronutrient profile. It's actually a solid source of magnesium per calorie and rich in some potent antioxidants like lutein and rutin. Horned melons also contain several important components for mood maintenance, producing certain neurotransmitters. But as far as fruits go, horned melon does nothing to separate itself from the crowd, thus it's landing in the D tier. Jackfruit is a higher caloried fruit with a middling micronutrient profile. The majority of its calories come from the fact that it is among the highest in sugar on either list. It is, however, the richest on either list of vitamin B6, which is used for nervous and immune function, and it's a notable source of potassium. And jackfruit does contain a variety of beneficial antioxidants, vitamin C, and several flavonoids, but realistically nothing to write home about. Jackfruit is a fine choice, one that will do most bodies good, but I'm going to put it in the C tier. Jujube is an average caloried fruit with a solid micronutrient profile. They're commonly eaten both fresh and dried. Jujube is higher in its fiber content than most fruits, mainly insoluble fiber, which assists with digestion, and it's a great source of vitamin C. It's also rich in other antioxidants, flavonoids, triterpenoids, and polysaccharides, which combat inflammation, particularly shown in the liver. Jujube is also used to improve sleep quality and intestinal lining strength. Overall, it's a fruit that's hard to go wrong with, and I'm going to put it in the B tier. Kumquat is an average caloried fruit with a quality micronutrient profile. It's among the most fibrous fruits thus far, containing both soluble and insoluble fiber, and it's a solid source of vitamin C. Kumquat is a citrus fruit, thus it contains many of the most common citrus compounds, antioxidants like beta-cryptoxanthin and limonene, and citric acid, which aids absorption of some micronutrients. Kumquat is also shown to lower blood sugar and LDL levels, and its edible peel is actually more antioxidant rich than the flesh itself. Overall, kumquat is a great nutritious choice that I'm going to put in the B tier. Lingonberry is an average caloried fruit with a superb micronutrient profile. It's the richest source on either list of manganese, which is needed for a variety of bodily functions, including bone formation, metabolism, and reproduction. Lingonberries are also incredibly antioxidant rich, including vitamin C, vitamin E, quercetin, and anthocyanins, contributing to immune, heart, and eye health while combating inflammation and chronic diseases. Lingonberries actually have an antioxidant content comparable to that of blueberries. They are shown to help with blood sugar control and promote a healthy gut microbiome. Overall, an excellent example of why berries reign supreme, lingonberries are going in the top tier. Loquat is a lower caloried fruit with a good micronutrient profile. It's among the best sources of carotenoids, including beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that could be converted into vitamin A and used in eye preservation. It's also a good source of potassium per calorie. Loquat is rich in anti-inflammatory phenolic compounds like chlorogenic acid and ferulic acid, and it's overall noticeably beneficial at combating heart-related diseases. A good fruit, just one that has a bit less going on than many others. I'm going to put Loquat in the C tier. Lychee is an average caloried fruit with a great micronutrient profile. They're a solid source of vitamin C and a good source of copper. Lychee contains many antioxidants, most notably epicatechin, which boosts heart health and reduces the risk of cancer, and rutin, which combats various chronic diseases. Not the most studied fruit, but one that holds some promise. I'm going to put lychee in the B tier. Mangosteen is an average caloried fruit with a mild micronutrient profile. The main draw of mangosteen is its antioxidants, most notably a unique type called xanthones. These have powerful anti-inflammatory properties, anti-cancer and other chronic disease benefits, and an anti-diabetic effect. But I'm going to be honest, beyond these, I couldn't find anything about mangosteen that really separates it from the crowd, so I'm going to put it in the D tier. Mulberries are a lower caloried fruit with a solid micronutrient profile. They're a good source of vitamin C and iron per calorie. Mulberries are rich in other antioxidants as well, anthocyanins, specifically cyanidin, which boosts heart health, as well as rutin, myricetin, and chlorogenic acid, which further combat chronic inflammation and the risk of cancers. These antioxidants are richer in more mature berries. Mulberries are also shown to consistently reduce LDL cholesterol levels and the risk of fatty liver disease. Once again, berries deliver, and I'm going to put mulberries in the A tier. Passion fruit is a higher caloried fruit with an impressive micronutrient profile. It is overwhelmingly fibrous, containing significant amounts of both soluble and insoluble fiber, thus feeding beneficial gut bacteria and helping with digestive flow. Passion fruit is among the best sources of carotenoids, beta-carotene in particular. It's also a solid source of vitamin C and a notable source of potassium and iron. Passion fruit is also rich in polyphenol antioxidants, including the aforementioned very powerful anthocyanins. Now, passion fruit is a potential allergen, especially in those with a latex allergy, and they may contain some toxic compounds when not yet ripe. But at its best, passion fruit is the cream of the crop when it comes to non-berry fruits, and I'm going to put it in the top tier. Pawpaw is an average caloried fruit with a wonderful micronutrient profile. It's straight up the best fruit source on either list of some of the most important minerals. Iron, which is needed for the creation of hemoglobin, a protein that transports oxygen throughout the body. Magnesium, a supportive nutrient that has a role in a multitude of bodily systems, including muscle and nerve function. And zinc, which is crucial for immune health and proper bodily growth and development. It's also among the best sources of manganese. Pawpaw is also rich in anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds, including vitamin C and phenolic compounds like epicatechin, kumaric acid, and chlorogenic acid. Now, pawpaw does contain adenosine, which can be toxic in large amounts, but something this uniquely nutritious needs to be recognized, and pawpaw is going to be joining the top tier. Persimmon is an average caloried fruit with a pretty good micronutrient profile. It's among the best sources of carotenoids, particularly beta-carotene, which can help with eye preservation, and it contains a variety of antioxidants including vitamin C, vitamin E, and many flavonoids to help combat inflammation and the chance of chronic diseases. Persimmons are a very effective heart health booster due to flavonoids like quercetin and camphorol, which assist in lowering blood pressure and LDL levels. A perfectly serviceable fruit, but one that just has a bit less to offer than others. I'm going to put persimmons in the C tier. Plantains are a higher caloried fruit with a well-rounded micronutrient profile. It is higher in calories due to its higher sugar content, being much more calorically and sugar-dense than bananas, its most common counterpart. They are certainly nutritious though. Plantains are the best source on this list of vitamin K, which is crucial for the production of liver clotting factors, and they're a reliable source of carotenoids, vitamin C, vitamin B6, and potassium. Plantains are also starchier than bananas, notably resistant starch, which functions similarly to fiber, feeding gut bacteria while improving insulin sensitivity. Plantains are a unique fruit with much to offer, and I'm going to put them in the B tier. Pomelo is a lower caloried fruit with a solid micronutrient profile. It is a great source of vitamin C and a good source of the powerful lycopene, which protects heart and skin health. Pomelo is also rich in other common citrus compounds, antioxidants naringenin and naringin, which are shown to be very effective cancer killers, and citric acid, which helps absorb certain minerals and prevents kidney stones. Pomelo is shown to noticeably reduce LDL and has antibacterial and antifungal properties. It may interfere with medications involving blood pressure or cholesterol, but for everyone else, pomelo is a great example of what a citrus fruit can offer, and I'm going to put it in the A tier. Prickly pear is a lower-caloried fruit with an interesting micronutrient profile. It contains a good amount of fiber per calorie, both soluble and insoluble, to help healthy gut bacteria and proper digestive flow. Prickly pear is among the best fruit sources of magnesium and a good source of manganese and vitamin C. It contains a wide variety of useful antioxidants, phenolic compounds including acetic acid, which is good for skin health, flavonoids like quercetin and camphorol, which combat chronic inflammation, and pigments like beta-cyanins that protect against liver damage. As a whole, prickly pear is a great healthy choice that's going in the A tier. Quince is an average caloried fruit with a mediocre micronutrient profile. It's a decent source of vitamin C and copper, and it's rich in common powerful flavonoid antioxidants, quercetin and camphorol, which we know are effective at combating inflammation and various chronic diseases. Quince is shown to combat nausea, particularly pregnancy-related nausea, and it's also shown to help with ulcers. A healthy fruit, no doubt, but one that has much less going on. I'm going to put quince in the D tier. Rambutan is an average caloried fruit with a solid micronutrient profile. It's a great source of vitamin C and among the better fruit sources of copper. Rambutan is rich in polyphenol antioxidants, notably heart-healthy anthocyanins and coumarins, and it's been used to combat various infections. Rambutan is nutritionally not a fancy fruit, it just does typical fruit stuff pretty well. I'm going to put it in the B tier. Red currant is an average caloried fruit with a worthwhile micronutrient profile, and it's kinda just a less nutritious black currant. It notably contains less, but still a good amount of vitamin C. The main selling point in black currants, anthocyanins, are also prevalent and powerful here, just far less so. However, red currant is richer in lycopene, a carotenoid with powerful heart and skin health benefits. And red currant seeds also contain gamma-linoleic acid, which help against joint inflammation. A perfect example of a great but truly outclassed fruit. I'm going to put red currants in the A tier. Rose apple is a very low-calorie fruit with a mild micronutrient profile. It's a good source per calorie of vitamin C and contains a variety of carotenoids, flavonoids, and terpenoids, antioxidants that contribute to the overall immune and anti-inflammatory endeavor. Rose apples are also shown to help treat liver issues. Now, be aware that the roots and seeds of rose apples are considered poisonous. In the end, with rose apples, you're actually getting a pretty sweet deal per calorie, but it's nothing special, and I'm going to put it in the C tier. Rose hips are a high-caloried fruit with a superior micronutrient profile. They are the highest in fiber on either list by far, it's not even remotely close. This includes both soluble fiber like pectin, which feeds beneficial intestinal bacteria, and insoluble fiber, which aids with digestion and manages how the body handles stool. Rose hips are the best source on either list of vitamin E, an antioxidant that keeps a strong immune system, calcium, which is used primarily in the building of bones, and vitamin B5, which contributes to the breaking down of carbohydrates and fats into energy. They're also the highest on this list of carotenoids, specifically lycopene and beta-carotene, which have powerful antioxidant and eye protective benefits. And rose hips contain an almost overwhelming amount of vitamin C. And beyond the vitamins, they're also rich in other antioxidants, quercetin, catechin, and ellagic acid. Rose hips are supposed to be very effective at anti-aging in terms of your skin, and they're supposed to relieve symptoms of arthritis. Now, keep in mind that too much vitamin C is a thing. It's very tough to consume that much, but this is one of the foods that could actually pull it off. And admittedly, nutrient content can vary quite a bit based on growing conditions. But if you're looking for actual nutritional capacity in a fruit, look no further, as this is basically the pinnacle of it. I have no choice but to put rose hips in the top tier. Sapodilla is a higher caloried fruit with a slight micronutrient profile. It's higher in fiber, both soluble and insoluble, and it's a decent source of vitamin C and manganese. Sapodilla is rich in a variety of antioxidants, phenolic compounds like quercetin and gallic acid, and anti-cancerous triterpenoids. Sapodilla is admittedly not the most well-researched fruit, but from what we do know, it's really nothing special, and it's going to be going in the D tier. Snake fruit, also known as salak, is an average caloried fruit with a mediocre micronutrient profile. It is higher in sugar than most fruits and among the better sources of copper, while being a relevant source of iron. Snake fruit also contains a variety of antioxidants, flavonoids, and terpenoids, as well as some carotenoids. But from what I can tell, they're nothing special in the fruit world, and I'm going to put them in the D tier. Soursop, also known as graviola, is an average caloried fruit with a passable micronutrient profile. It's a decent source of vitamin C, copper, and potassium. Soursop does contain a variety of flavonoids, quercetin, and luteolin, as well as tangeratin, making it an honorary citrus fruit. Soursop is shown to help combat leukemia and kill several types of harmful bacteria. Now, it does contain some toxic compounds that can be harmful in larger amounts, but overall, soursop is a fine fruit that I'm going to put in the C tier. Starfruit, also known as carambola, is a low-calorie fruit with a decent micronutrient profile. It's a good source of vitamin C and copper per calorie. Starfruit contains a variety of familiar yet powerful antioxidants, quercetin, epicatechin, and gallic acid included, and it's shown to be an effective liver protector. Now, starfruit is higher in oxalates, which can inhibit absorption of certain micronutrients, and it contains a compound called caramboxin, which can be harmful, particularly in those with kidney diseases. But overall, starfruit has much to offer for how few calories it contains, and I'm going to put it in the B tier. Tamarind is the highest caloried fruit on this list with a unique micronutrient profile. It's the richest on either list of vitamin B1, which assists in turning carbohydrates into energy, potassium, which is needed for cellular fluid balance, phosphorus, which is used structurally in bones, DNA, and cell membranes, and vitamin B3, which maintains the nervous and digestive systems. And it's among the best sources of magnesium and iron. Tamarind is rich in flavanol antioxidants, has antimicrobial benefits, and is commonly used to treat digestive issues. Now, tamarind is the highest in sugar on this list by a wide margin, which does prospectively dilute some of its perks, but those perks are wholly unique, and I'm going to put tamarind in the B tier. And last on this list, tomatillo is a low-calorie fruit with a moderate micronutrient profile. It's among the better sources of vitamin B3 and a good source per calorie of vitamin C and potassium. Tomatillo is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, which combat macular degeneration, and they contain withanolides, cancer-preventative compounds that are also shown to treat symptoms of arthritis. Overall, tomatillos are a healthy choice that's going to round out this list in the A tier. It should be clear by now that there's nothing on Earth quite like fruit. There's no other food group that is so universally agreed upon to be both unessential and the most consistently healthy food group there is. Tier lists like these are more difficult for me because ranking them isn't so cut and dried. It's choosing between a good choice, a great choice, and an amazing choice. Like choosing between a $10 bill, a $20 bill, and a $50 bill. Yes, obviously some are better than others, but it's truly a challenge for me to say anything bad about fruit as a whole. They are nature's shameless treats. Now, if you enjoyed the video, or at the very least learned a little something, I encourage you to subscribe as I have plenty more of these on the way. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments what food group you think I should rank next, and remember that all I ask is that you do your own research and advocate for your body. You only get the one.